Hola, hola, buenas noches.
Buenas noches, profesora Vivian. Bendiciones. Bienvenida a nuestra primera clase.
Gracias. ¿Su nombre es?
Lilibet Monteser, ya lo coloco para que lo sepan los estudiantes por si tienen alguna consulta. Bueno, por el momento no tenemos estudiantes, profa. Usted me confirma si desea iniciar de inmediato, si desea
Ok.
esperar, ya que es la
Lo que
primera sesión.
generalmente hacemos con Elizabeth, cuando me toca con Elizabeth, es que le damos como hasta las 8:05. Si a las 8:05 no ha empezado nadie, entonces ahí sí vamos.
Ok, profesora, vamos a esperar entonces, bueno, ya son las 8:01, vamos a esperar 4 minutitos más para dar oportunidad a que los estudiantes puedan conectarse y, bueno, si no se conectan, ni modo, arrancamos a las 8:05, pues.
Perfecto. Gracias, Lili.
Gracias. Ok, profa. Bueno, profesora, ya siendo las 8:05, no tenemos estudiantes, vamos a dar inicio de igual manera. Nuevamente, buenas noches, buen día, buenas tardes al momento pues que nuestros estudiantes vean la grabación. Le damos la bienvenida a este curso de Fonética 2, impartido por la profesora Vivian Vargas. Mi nombre es Lilibet Monteser. En esta ocasión los estaré acompañando y asistiendo como moderadora de la sesión. Como primer punto de nuestros parámetros, las sesiones se graban. Esto quiere decir que pueden verla nuevamente a través de su plataforma virtual. Les solicitamos, por favor, silencien sus micrófonos de tener consultas o aportes. Pueden encenderlos con el permiso de la docente. Les pedimos también que mantengan su cámara activa. De no poder hacerlo, enviar su excusa a través del chat de Zoom. De lo contrario, serán retirados de la sesión y les serán restados puntos en la heterovaloración del docente. Mi rol como moderadora es facilitar y apoyarles en la parte técnica de la sesión. Consultas a través del chat, puede ser personal o general, ya sea con mi persona o con la profesora. Les exhorto a tener bolígrafo y papel para hacer sus anotaciones y aprovechar al máximo esta sesión. Les recordamos que la misma tiene un tiempo de duración de 120 minutos. Sin más que agregar por mi parte, les cedo el micrófono a la profesora Vivian para que pueda iniciar.
Gracias, Lilibet. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, or whatever you are seeing this video. How are you? My name is Vivian Vargas, and I'm going to be here with you. Someone is coming, Daisy Delgado. I'm going to be here with you for 10 weeks. 10 weeks, every Thursday from 8 to 10, okay? Daisy, welcome.
Good evening, teacher. Disculpe la demora, venía manejando y no podía conectarme.
Don't worry, Daisy. How are you?
Teacher, thank you.
I'm happy to hear that. So I was telling you that my name is Vivian Vargas, and I'm going to be your teacher for the next today and more 9 classes. So it's 10 classes in total we are going to be sharing here. I'm very happy that you are here. Thank you for being here, Daisy. So we are going to be here talking about phonetics, okay? We will have the opportunity to do it through several activities. But the main activities we're going to be working on this class of phonetics is practicing, okay? It is us practicing the pronunciations. Maybe not in the first one because we are going to be checking the things and learning about some theory. And it's not that we are not going to see any theory, but the activities that we are going to do to practice is us practicing the sounds, okay? Touching our throat and seeing if the sounds are voiced or voiceless and things like that, okay? So, Daisy, how many are you in this class? Usually. How many people is in this class? Usually. You don't know? You don't know. Okay, no problem. So if you have any question or if there is something that you don't understand, you tell me, teacher, I didn't understand. Or teacher, for example, that little part, can you tell me in Spanish? So I can tell you in Spanish that little part, okay? If you need it. If you don't need it, it's okay. We go full English all the time. And if you don't understand something because I go too fast or something, or because the video, or because of something, tell me and then we'll repeat it, okay? Thank you. Then, this is phonetics 2. So that means that you already checked phonetics 1, right? Okay. What? You don't have to give me a whole lecture. What did you learn in phonetic 1? What do you remember from phonetic 1? It was the last course you had or no? You had it before? Or it was the last class you had?
The last class.
It was the last class. There is anything that you remember? Okay, think about it and you tell me later. I don't want you to feel bad. Now, listen. Now, we are going to be having phonetics too, but before that, I want to know something about you. Tell me something, Daisy. Where do you live? If I may know.
I live in Ochorrillo.
In Ochorrillo.
Arreján.
Perfect, thank you. Second, are you married?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, two children.
2 children. What age? What age? How old are you now?
8, 13.
13. 8 and 13. 13 is a teenager now. That's difficult. I have two teenagers. One is, but they're girls. One is 13 and the other one is 15. So both of them are teenagers. It's difficult. It's difficult. But they are our lives, right? Now, do you work? No, as a teacher or something, or you just study?
No, study.
You study. Okay. So you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a teacher? Not sure. Or you study because you like English?
Yes.
You wanted to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, no problem. I just wanted to know some things. Okay, perfect. Why? Why did you want to study English?
Because I open the opportunity in the work.
If when you have a work, it's you have open an opportunity. Yes, I understand that clearly. Thank you. Okay, Daisy. Let's now share what we have to work today. Let me do something here. Okay, let me do something. Give me a minute. Okay, let me open here and then here we go, Daisy. Now, Daisy, this class we are going to be talking about phonemes versus allophones, okay? And the functions of the vocal. That's the title of the module, okay? This module is going to be 2 weeks, okay? So we are going to do some part today and then some part next week, okay? Good. Now, first of all, we are going to have the agenda, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in this class. First of all, we are going to remind you the class instructions, what you need to follow. Then we are going to talk a little bit about the class objectives. After that, we are going to have a little introduction that is based on some questions I'm going to ask. And it's okay if you don't know the answer. That's it. The idea of the question is to know if you know something about it, to explore what previous knowledge you have. Because if you already know it, it's easier. Then the class development, all the activities, and then I'm going to remind you of the homework that you have to do for every module. Now, the instructions. The first one is that we should get comfortable. We need to be in a position that, that we can be comfortable where we are. I'm in my Remax chairs. I'm comfortable, but I'm not on a bed, no, I'm trying to be comfortable, but at the same time, in a position that allows me to pay attention. Now, avoid distractions. It's important that we avoid like the cell phone or the television or something. It's important that we keep focus on the thing. Number 2 is understand the objectives. I always tell students, there is a saying in Spanish that says, el que no sabe para dónde va, cualquier camino le sirve, because they don't know where they are going. That's why it's important to understand the objectives of the class. Because then you say, I have to learn this today. And then you go, and then at the end you say, yes, I learned that. Or no, I didn't learn it. So I achieved or know the objectives. And the last one is don't skip tasks. And here we are talking about the tasks that you have to do for every assignment. Like, for example, first do the forum. Don't leave the forum for the last minute. First work on the forum. Second, work on the assignment. And lastly, work on the test, okay? These are the instructions I'm going to be repeating to you guys every week. So far, so good? Do you understand? Good? Yes? Okay, if you don't understand something, let me know. Now, what are the class objectives? The class objectives are to distinguish between phonemes and allophones, okay? We have phonemes and then we have allophones, which is each of them. And the second one is to describe the functions of the vocal cords. We are going to be doing this through the two classes, this class and next class, okay? So you understand the objectives? The first one is distinguish phonemes from allophones. And the second one to describe the functions of the vocal folds, okay? Now we're gonna check which each of them. Now tell me something, my dear Daisy. Do you have any idea of what a phoneme is? A phoneme is. What is a phoneme, Daisy? Do you know? If you don't know, you don't know. I just wanna know if you have any knowledge about it. Do you know what is a phoneme? Or what a phoneme is?
Is combination, algo así, no, I don't know.
Okay, let's go to, don't worry. Let's go to the second question. Do you know what allophones are? No?
No.
And what's the difference between the two of them? No, because if you don't know which one is this and this one, then you are not gonna know. No problem. This is for me to explore what previous knowledge you have on this, okay? So don't you worry. Now, we are going to be talking about phonemes and allophones in English, okay? The pronunciation. We are going to check a video for that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the subtitles in the video so you can follow, okay? And it's easier for you. Now, take this into consideration. When the video is over, I'm going to ask you these questions, okay? Let's see if we can. The first question is, what is a phoneme? The second question is, what are the types? No, the second question is, what are the variants of phonemes called? And the third question is, what are the types of allophones, okay? Then we are going to practice a little bit over here. But first, I need you to focus on this. I'm going to ask you these 3 questions when we finish the video, okay? Okay, let me go and let me share it. Let me, here. Okay, Daisy, can you see the video there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you see that says phonemes and allophones in English pronunciation, okay? So we are going to learn what is each of them, okay? Good.
Phonemes and allophones in English pronunciation. A phoneme is the smallest unit of speech sound. The word pool has 3 phonemes. Oo and.
Okay, let me go back a little bit. You want to take notes? It would be good if you write that down. Do you have something to write? Okay, write this. Let me know when you finish. Yeah, finish? Okay. Now let's listen to what they're saying. Now, I want you to notice something, Daisy. It says sound. Notice it doesn't say letters. It says sounds, okay?
The word pool has 3 phonemes. Oo and O.
Okay, I want you to notice something here. When it's phonemes, they are written between the 2 slashes, okay? Between the 2 bars, okay? And notice, how many letters do you have here, Daisy? How many letters?
4, teacher.
Aha. But then how many phonemes do you have? How many phonemes? What does it say here?
Three phones.
Okay, so can you see the difference? You have 1, 2, 3, 4 letters, but when you pronounce them, you just have 3 phonemes. Do you understand? Because you say pool, you don't say pool, pool, or pole, you say pool. Okay? So I want you to understand this very clearly first. One thing is the letters that you call them morphemes, and second, that's another story. And it's not something that we are going to see. And one thing is the phonemes, okay? Now, the phonemes are the sounds, okay? Good. Now it says the word pool has 3 phonemes. Let's continue.
Each phoneme in a language has variants. These variants are called allophones.
Okay, it says here that allophones are the variants of phonemes. Please write that down. Write that down. Allophones are the variants of a phoneme. Let me know when you finish. Allophones are the variants of a phoneme. Thank you.
For example, in the word pool, the must be pronounced using the correct allophone. In English, there are several allophones for only one of the allophones of is correct in the word pool.
Okay. You see the letter P, right? That's the letter. Then the letter P as a phoneme has the like in pool, okay? And then you are gonna see some other ways, like when you say spam. In the case of spam, you say spam, you don't do it so strong as you do it in pool, okay? And when you say pool, you have a poof of it. Now, do it now, pool. And put your hand here. Put your hand here and say pool, pool, pool. Can you feel the poof of air? Okay? Now say span. Can you see? It's different, right? Okay, this is what they're explaining here. That it's the same letter. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna make an explanation for you. It's the same letter. You have the letter P here. Then you have the phoneme P. However, that phoneme has several ways of being pronounced. It can be aspirated, like the pool that you feel the poof of air, or it can be not aspirated, okay, unaspired, like when you say span, that you don't have that poof of air. Those 2 ways of pronouncing the same P, those are allophones. Do you understand? Okay, now I'm sure. Let's continue.
Nouns pool in English, the correct allophone of is aspirated. The aspirated allophone has a brief puff of air. With an incorrect allophone of, it sounds like this, pool. With the correct aspirated allophone of, it sounds like this, pool. Incorrect, pool. Correct, pool. Whenever is before a vowel at the beginning of a stressed syllable, we use the aspirated allophone.
Okay, now let's practice. Put your hand on your mouth. Away, not so close. Away, away. And now say pie. Pie. When you say pie, do you feel the air? Pie. No, but not so far. Not so far away. Like, pie. Do you feel the air? Pie. Then you are not pronouncing it correctly. Pie. Pie. I want some apple pie. 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 It should float a little bit. Pie. I feel that the thing. So in this one, you should feel not like a hurricane, no? But you say pie, and you should feel a little puff of air coming to your, like aire caliente, like hot air, pie coming to your hand.
Teacher, pie.
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 Can you feel the air? You should feel it. Pie.
Pie.
Can you feel the air? No.
Yes.
Can you feel
Yes,
it? If you
yes,
can feel
yes.
it, you are doing it correctly. Let's go with the other one now. Pear.
Pear.
Can you feel it?
Pear. Yes.
When you do pear. If not,
Pear.
it's okay, but you can practice, okay? Because that's the right way to pronounce it. Now it says appear. Appear.
Appear.
Can you feel it? Appear.
Appear. Yes.
Okay. Patient. Patient.
Patient.
Patient. Está aquí abajo. Patient. Paciente.
Patient. Patient.
Can you feel it?
No. Patient. Patient.
Look at me.
Yes.
Okay. Patient.
Patient.
Can you feel it now?
Yes.
No, I'm happy to hear that. Let's continue. So why is this important, Daisy? The thing is that sometimes you may not pronounce the word correctly as people in the people who speak English do. Sometimes you can do that and they will understand. But sometimes if you say it and it's not, and you say like, patient or patient, and it's not with they what? Pardon me, they don't understand because we are not pronouncing correctly, okay? Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't stress out. Because it is important, yes, but it's not the end of the world. The most important thing here is that people understand you, okay? Okay, let's continue, but let's learn this the better we can.
Pie. Hair. Fear. Patient. On the other hand, when the is at the beginning of an unstressed syllable, we use the unaspirated allophone of.
So, again, that's the phoneme. The phoneme has several allophones. One is the aspire, the one we just saw. And then we have this one that is like, that is not the same. Now say, you shouldn't feel it now. Say apple. Put your hand here, apple. You don't feel it now. Say polite. You don't feel it. Copper. Typing. Okay. It's like we say the has two forms. The one that you had for the other one, like, and has this one that is like, that is not that strong. Do you follow me? Yes? Okay. Let's go with this one.
Apple. Polite. Copper. Typing. Similarly, in English, whenever the sound comes after the sound S, we use the unaspirated allophone, not the aspirated allophone. We say spin, not spin. We say spool.
Notice the strength. Presta atención a la fuerza. Él dice, we say pull, we don't say pull, okay? We don't put that much strength. Listen to this.
Not spool. We say speak, not speak.
You notice the
We
difference?
say Spanish, not Spanish.
Because in this case, the P loses strength, pierde fuerza. So now you put the strength on the S, okay? Not on the P. So it's not on the sound. So it's not that strong. Did you understand? Okay.
Why is it so important to use the correct allophones when pronouncing English? If you use the incorrect allophones, people may sometimes misunderstand you, and you won't sound natural as an English speaker.
I'm going to repeat it so you can copy this.
When pronouncing English. If you use the incorrect allophones, people may sometimes misunderstand you.
What happens if you don't use the correct allophone? People may sometimes what? No, let me repeat it.
When pronouncing English. If you use the incorrect allophones, people may sometimes misunderstand you, and you won't sound natural as an English.
People may sometimes what? You have it here, written here. Can you see it? You have it here. People sometimes can you what? Can you read it or no?
No, teacher.
No problem. Okay. You know that sometimes you say, I understand, okay? But then you say, people can here misunderstand, mal entenderte. Like when you say, hubo malentendido, okay? So misunderstand es malentender. So people podrían no entender bien what you are saying, okay? And it says, and you won't sound natural as an English speaker, okay? Now, I know they're recording this and everything. However, Daisy, this is important, but it's not the end of the word, okay? Now, let's continue.
Speaker. Thank you for watching this video.
Okay, we finish here. And then we go to the other part. And then I will ask you the questions. Okay, so Daisy, tell me, what is a phoneme?
The smallest unit of speech sound.
Exactly, the smallest, okay? Now, several phonemes together form a word, okay? In Spanish, several phonemes together form a word, okay? But yes, phoneme is the smallest unit of speech sound. How are the variants of phonemes called? The variants of phonemes called? How are they called? The variants. What are the variants of phonemes called? You have it there written. How do you call them?
Allophones.
Allophones, yes.
Allophones.
Allophones. They are the variants of phonemes. And then what types of allophones we saw there, for example, for the letter P? What type of allophones we said? And the other one, it was aspirated. No, you didn't copy that part, don't worry. Aspirated and unaspirated, okay? Or unaspired. But don't you worry, we will see that next in the next module. Now, how many phonemes, Daisy, we have here? It says pool. How many phonemes? Not letters, phonemes. Pool. How many phonemes do you have there?
3, teacher.
3. Now you say spin. Spin. How many phonemes you have there?
3? No.
Listen. You said spin. How many?
Sorry, teacher. Being 4.
There are 4 of them. Now in apple. Apple.
4, teacher.
Apple.
3.
A, P, and L. Apple. It's the only thing that it's sounding there. Good job. Okay. Let me see if I can do this, and then we can share something, because before moving on, I want to be able to explain something to you. Okay, let me share this with you, and let's see if we can do this together. So let me see if I can do this bigger, and then we can have this over here. Let me move this here, and I have to write in white. Now, Daisy, we have a phoneme that is P, okay? Now, that phoneme that I'm gonna put here in the middle. Now, that phoneme has, wait, let me see if I can do this. That phoneme has one, that's two, but we learn about 2 allophones this time. And then we say that we have allophone, no, we have aspired, and aspired, okay? Then we say, let me see if we can put here, like insert, no, I want to put like okay, here. Let me see if I can, if you can get this. And then we have insert shapes. Wait. Insert shapes. This one. Now, I want you to take a look at this, because so you can see it here, and then you can see this one. Good. Now, we have one phoneme, okay? This phoneme has 2 ways to be pronounced, okay? Tiene 2 maneras de pronunciarse. Yes? Y esas dos maneras de pronunciarse are called allophones. Okay? Yes? So we have a phoneme that is, but that phoneme has two ways to be pronounced. Okay? And those two ways to be pronounced are called allophones. Okay? Are the variants, the variations that you can find. And then you have one allophone and two allophones for one phoneme. Do you follow me? Yes? You follow me or no? No. You want me to say it? Okay, you want me to say it in Spanish? Or you prefer? You want me to say it in Spanish? Ok, tenemos el sonido de la letra P. Ok. Ese sonido P se puede pronunciar en inglés de dos maneras diferentes. Para nosotros en español, papa, espinazo, lo que sea, la P suena igual. Pero en inglés no. En inglés hay ciertas reglas que dicen que en ciertos momentos, en ciertas palabras, la P suena así. ¿Ok? Y en otras palabras, la P suena, ¿ok? Más suave. ¿Me estoy explicando? Okay. Now you got it? Now, why is so difficult? Because we don't have that. La A, la B, la C, C, y se acabó. You see? But then in English, they have these things that are different, and then it's a little bit more different, okay? You good? Yes, okay. Thank you. Now, let's continue. Okay, let me go here. And then, okay, let's go here. And let's take a look at this together, okay? Let me, I know I have it there. Let me go there and play this for you. Can you see what I'm sharing? What it says phoneme versus allophones. Can you see it? Okay. Let's take a look at this. Now, it says here, it gives you an example, the one I show you. And I want you to notice something, okay? The phonemes are written between slashes. ¿Ves las barritas estas? The phonemes, when you want to write a phoneme, you write it, porque si no es una letra normal. Si lo dejas así, dice que la T sola es una letra normal, okay? So, when you want to say that is a phoneme, that is a sound, then the phoneme, you put it into two slashes, okay? When you want to talk about the allophones, you put them between brackets. These are called brackets, okay? So the phonemes between slashes and the allophones between brackets, okay? Yeah, okay, let's continue. Now it says, phoneme, historical background. We need to read this. I'm going to read these two because they are kind of complicated, okay? The term phoneme from Greek, whatever, it means a sound uttered, o sea, un sonido producido, okay? That's what it means, la producción de un sonido. Was reportedly first used by Adolf or whatever in 1873. Don't worry about the name. But it referred only to a pitch sound, okay? So, just to explain to you, at that moment, in Greek, in 1873, you know, before many people ago, it was like 150 years ago. Okay? How long ago? And then this man used it, but then he used it only referred to speech sound. So a speech sound was a phoneme, okay? It says, the term phoneme as an abstraction was developed by the Polish linguist no sé quién, Jan no sé quiéncito, and his student no sé quiéncito, no sé quién. Okay, now what happens? Why is an abstraction? Something abstract, Daisy, is something that you cannot touch. Okay? Algo abstracto es algo que no podemos tocar. Y es algo que, tú sabes, está como en nuestras mentes, existe y todo, y tú hablas de eso. But it's something that you cannot touch, okay? It's something that you produce only. Now, phonemics. I'm sorry, remember. When the importance of the phoneme became widely accepted in the 1930s and 40s, that is like 95 years ago. This you don't have to copy, don't you worry about this. Many attempts were made to develop scientific ways of establishing the phonemes of a language and listing each phoneme's allophones. This was known as phonemics. Esto ya no existe, so don't you worry about it. Just, this is general culture, okay? Phonemics, it was como el nombre de la materia, okay? La phonemics. Y era como el estudio de los fonemas y de los alófonos. ¿Ok? De los alófonos. Voy a explicarlo de nuevo en español para que me entiendas. Phonemics era como decir hoy la materia de fonética. Phonemics se refería al estudio de los fonemas y sus alófonos. ¿Ok? Esto fue hace 95 años. Que la gente no tenía mucho que hacer y entonces se dedicaba a esta cosa. But then nowadays, ahora, now, little importance is given to this type of analysis. It is considered a minor branch of phonology, except for the practical purpose of devising writing systems for previously dividing writing systems for previously unwritten languages. When do they use this? Now, when they want to discover about people who live 2,000 years ago, and then they had a language, and then this language wasn't written, okay? They just spoke, but then they see the things, and then they want to, for that, they use it today, okay? So, don't you worry. Now, phoneme. Now you can read for me. Can you please read? Here, the first one.
Okay. A phoneme.
A phoneme.
A phoneme is a basic unit of language phonology, which is combined with other phonemes to form meaningful units such as word of for morphemes.
Okay. Now, then the phoneme is the sound. Okay? We are clear with that? And it's one sound each time. Okay? The phoneme is the sound. When we are talking, we put those phonemes together. And what do we form? Daisy. When you and I are talking, we put the phonemes together. And what do we form when we put the phonemes together? When you put the p with the and with the well, let me. When you put the H, the O, and the T, what do you form? together, when you put them together. H, O, T. What do you form? What is that together? Write it in your thing. H. Put there H. Then put O. Then put T. What do you have there? What does it say?
Hot.
Hot. And what is that? A what? Hot is una qué? Palabra. ¿Ok? Hot es una palabra. ¿Y qué hiciste ahí? Pusiste 3 sonidos juntos. ¿Me sigues? 3 fonemes juntos. De H es un foneme. O es un foneme. It es un foneme. Y cuando lo pusiste juntos, ¿qué se formó? Una palabra. Good. Good. Excellent. Let's continue. Can you read the second one?
The phoneme can be described as the smallest, distinctive or contrastive linguistic unit in the sound system of a language, which may bring about a change of meaning.
Okay, good. Now, it says, is the smallest. The smallest, la más chiquita, okay? ¿Por qué? Lo más chiquito es un sonido. Now, listen to this. Let me show you something. It says here, distinctive or contrastive linguistic unit of the sound system. It says, which may bring about a change of meaning. I'm gonna show you why. Let's go here. Let's go here and let me put a new, okay, I'm gonna do it here. Look at what I'm writing here, my dear Stacy. I have here, okay. Now think of a word that is of 3 letters, a 3-letter word in English, only 3 letters. That the first 2 letters are K. What follows? ¿Qué le pondrías ahí para terminar y formar una palabra?
P.
Okay. Aquí. ¿Qué le pondrías para formar una palabra?
Air.
Okay. Now, let's go back. Keep these 2 words in your mind, okay? It says here, dice, which may bring a change of meaning. You change only 1 letter. A cat is the same thing of a car. A cat and a car are the same thing. A cat, meow, and a car, brum, brum, are the same thing. Or they are different?
Different.
They are different. And what was the only thing that changed? 1K.
1 letter?
1 letter. But in this case, it's going to be 1 sound, 1 phoneme, okay? You change 1 phoneme, I said cat, and I said car. I just changed 1 phoneme, and it says a change of meaning. With one phoneme, there was a change in meaning. Do you understand? Good. Now let's continue. Come on, read the next one. It is important. Can you read?
It is, okay. It is important to remember that phonemes are abstract Dialysis.
Continue, don't worry.
And sounds that are never pronounced and never heard.
Yeah, stop there, stop there.
Okay.
Now, it says a phoneme is algo abstracto. ¿Qué te dije ahorita? Que algo abstracto es algo que no, ¿qué?
Que, allá la
No, te decía ahorita.
Ajá,
Algo,
sí.
algo abstracto, algo que nosotros no podemos, ¿qué?
Podemos tocar.
Podemos tocar, ¿verdad? Y dice, son sonidos. ¿Por qué? Porque tú no vas por la vida diciendo, oh, you see? Por eso es que dice, they are abstract. They are idealized sounds. Never pronounced or never heard. Nunca pronuncia eso y tú nunca escuchas a nadie diciéndote, alguien se encuentra contigo y te dice, y tú le respondes, no. ¿Me explico? Entonces, por eso es que dice, that's why it says that they are, now, let's continue reading. It says, actual
Concrete speech sounds can be regarded as the realization of phonemes by individual speakers and are referred to as phones. The phone then is a concept used in phonetics.
Don't worry about this. Let's continue here. I'm going to read this one, and you read the other. Phonetic symbols, which represent phonemes, are enclosed in slashes, what I explained you before, okay? These ones. Strictly speaking, they are then phonemic symbols rather than phonetic symbols. Don't worry about that. But unfortunately, this terminological distribution is not always observed. Phones, the true phonetic symbols, occur in square brackets. The phones are the allophones, okay? The phones are the allophones and you put them into brackets, okay? So, not to forget, the phonemes in slashes and the phones in brackets. Can you read the next one?
If we want to establish what phonemes there are in a sound system, also called a phonemic system or phoneme inventory, we need to find pairs of words that differ in meaning and in only one sound.
Okay, good. Now, they talk about something that is called minimal pairs. We will see that later. Because are words that they just change in one sound. Like when we saw cat and car. Let's take a look at this. Linguists do this. For example, when they record a previously unknown language. Each of two contrasting sounds in such a minimal pair is a distinct phoneme. We will see minimal pair later. Other fundamental concepts using other fundamental concepts using phonemic analysis of this sort are complementary distribution, free variation, distinctive feature, and allophone. Now, this is a whole word in here, okay? Let's, little by little, we're gonna check there and we're gonna get there. Let's talk first about what is minimal pairs. You wanna read the first one, please?
In establishing the set of phonemes of a language, it is usual to demonstrate the independent contrastive nature of a phoneme by citing pair of words which differ in one sound only and have different meanings.
Okay. So, listen to me. You have a pair of words, okay? A couple of words. You have a pair of words. And that pair of words, they differ in only one sound, like cat and car, okay? And they have different meanings. When they have this, for example, cat and car, and they differ in only one, then they said that the T and the R are minimal pairs. Because those are the sounds that, let's take a look at this. Those in BBC English, it says, fairy, and fairly. Now it says, make a minimal pair, is 2 words. It says, and prove that R, fairy, and L, fairly, are separate. Contrasting phonemes, the same cannot be done in, for example, Japanese, since that language does not have distinct R or L. Let me move this a little. Now, we are going to check a video now to understand this a little bit. You have here fairy, okay? And then here you have fairly. Then in this case, you have the R and you have the L over here. And then each of them are going to become a thing like that. Let me go and look for the video. Let me check and look for the video for a second. Oh my God. Give me a second, Lilibet. Dame un segundo, Lilibet Montesero, que me acabo de dar cuenta que esto se me está descargando, ¿ok? Dame un segundo.
Ok, profa.
I'm sorry, give me a minute. Okay, good. Now, let's take a look at this. And then let's see if this example can help us a little bit better. Okay. I don't think we are not going to check the whole thing, but
¿Te asusté? ¿Y no te asusta haber llegado a 2023 sin saber inglés? Tranquilo.
here we
You
go.
sound seat on the seat. You got the nouns and the verbs mixed up. Nobody knows what's happening. Everybody's confused. Sit on the seat. Number 2. And E. Like Italian. A. So A. For example, wait. It's wet. Again, if you got this mixed up, wet, it's wait, it's no. A lot of confusion.
Let me. Oh. I had it here. Give me a second. This one. Can you see now? Daisy, the apple? Yes? Okay, let's listen to this and let's see if we can understand. This is very short.
Pronunciation Studio. Minimal pairs. S sound. Price. Rice. Race. Loose. Said. Niece. Sink. Seal. Sip. Z sound. Prize. Rise. Raise. Lose. Zed. Knees. Zinc. Zeal. Zip.
Notice how you have this, okay? You have all these, some with a C and some with S, but the sound, the phoneme is S, because you don't say price, like using the C. You say price, like an S, okay? So notice how this S goes here with this one. All of them, they sound like S. And notice how it says price and it says price. Now, this price, it changes only, this is C and this is Z, okay? Now, this one means precio. This one means premio. This one means arroz, and this one means levantarse. This one means carrera, and this one is levantar la mano, levantar algo. This one means suelto, this one means perder. This one means dijo, and this one is a name of a person. This one is sobrina, and this one is rodillas. This one is hundirse, and this one I don't remember. This one is, what's the name? Una foca. A foca is a seal, and this is a zeal, and this is sellar. And this one is sip, un sorbo, and this one is zip, como el zipper. Okay, zip. Now, I want you to notice that in these ones, what it changes is only one letter. The sound is different, okay? Different, but similar. And then that makes them similar pairs, and then but minimal pairs. Let's listen to the video.
Let's compare them. Price. Prize. Rice. Rise. Race. Raise. Loose. Lose. Said. Zed. Niece. Knees. Sink. Zinc. Seal. Zeal. Sip. Zip.
Now, let's continue. And let's go to the next part. What did I do? 1 second. Here. So we have the minimal groups. Don't you worry about it. It says correspondence between letters and phonics. Now, remember I told you, P is a letter, but is the phoneme. P is the letter, okay? And you write it and it's a P, but it's the phoneme, okay? Daisy? Yes, okay. Now, it says, oh, you read for me, please. Phonemes are considered.
Phonemes are considered to be the basis for alphabetic reading systems. In such system, the writing symbols, graphics, represent in principle the phonemes of the language being written. However, because changes in the spoken language are often not accompanied by change in the established orthography.
Okay, good. Now, what they're saying here, Daisy, what they're saying here is the following. The sound, the phonemes, okay? Now, the letter that you write, P, okay, is the grapheme. Lo que pasa es que graph viene de grafito, y de grafito con lo que tú escribías. Esto es cultura general. No tienes que, nada más para que lo sepas. Entonces, de graph viene, graphemes es porque ya están escritos, okay? When they write them. So, what happens? It says that changes in the spoken language are not always accompanied by the changes in the way they are written. ¿Okay? Los cambios que se dan en la manera en que uno habla no siempre están acompañados por la manera en que son escritos. Overall in English. Now, what happens? The correspondence between spelling and pronunciation in a given language may be highly distorted. This is the case with English, for example. Now, it says, una cosa es como tú deletreas una palabra y otra cosa es como la gente la pronuncia. That's what they say there, okay? It's different in the case of English. Now, for example, in Spanish, I told you, you put, for example, A-Z-U-L, azul, listo y frito. In English, no. In English, you put S-H-O-E-S. And then you say shoes. You didn't say shoes. You said shoes. So this is what happened, okay? This is what is saying there. Do you understand? What I want, the important thing here for me is that at the end of the class, you say, I learned something today, okay? The correspondence between symbols and phonemes in alphabetic writing systems is not necessarily one-to-one correspondence. A phoneme might be represented by a combination of two or more letters, like sh in English or sh, or in German, both representing phonemes like sh. En inglés, cuando tú quieres representar este sonido, tú no lo escribes así. Tú escribes esta cosita aquí. Eso se llama schwa en inglés. ¿Oíste? And it represents, and the schwa represents esto. Pero yo no sé por qué ellos se complican la vida y en vez de escribir la S y la H, lo que hacen es esto. Esto que está aquí, que se llama schwa. ¿Ok? ¿Ya? Hasta ahí vamos bien. Okay. Now, what they're saying here es que entre los símbolos y los fonemas no necesariamente es uno igual. El fonema es una cosa y el sonido se escribe de otra forma. Aquí está. Now, the allophones. ¿Qué dijimos que eran los allophones? We said que son variaciones, ¿ok? Son formas de el fonema original, ¿ok? Now, allophone. It says, I'm going to read the first one because that's a disaster. In phonology, an allophone from the Greek phone boy sound is one of a set of multiple spoken sounds or phones used to pronounce a single phone. Lo que te he explicado. Son varias formas de pronunciar un fonema. ¿Ok? O sea, el fonema es un sonido. Ese sonido se puede hacer en varias formas. You good? Te voy a preguntar ahorita. Okay, now. Now, for example, as in, it says, as in pin. Do like this? Pin. Pin. Do you feel the air? Pin. Pin. Now you feel it. Pin. Okay, va como con fuerza. Pin. Now, esa es la P de pin, que va así. Y después va la P que no tiene este sonidito aquí. La P en, ahora di spin. Spin. ¿Sientes? ¿Sientes? No deberías. No deberías poner fuerza ahí. Estás poniendo fuerza ahí. Ahí no debes poner fuerza. ¿Ok? O sea, aquí en pin deberías poner fuerza y en spin no. En pin debes sentir la fuerza del aire. Pero cuando dices spin, no debería salir aire. Sí, ahí tú vas a aprender. Don't worry. Now, those are allophones for the phoneme P in English. Lo que aprendimos. Son dos formas, son dos sonidos que se pueden hacer de este fonema. ¿Ok? Bueno. Now, continue reading. You continue reading.
Although aphonemes, allophones are all alternative pronunciation for a phoneme. The specific allophone select in a given situation is often predictable.
Predictable. Don't worry, it's okay. Now, this is what they're saying there, Daisy. They're saying that un phoneme has several allophones, okay? But it says there that it's predictable. Tú puedes saber, cuando ya sabes las reglas, obviamente, cuál tienes que usar en cuál situación, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, si la palabra comienza con este, la P no se siente, ¿ok? Entonces no sería pin, sería skin. Pin. No hace aire. ¿Me estoy explicando? Porque ya la regla dice que cuando comienza con este, por ejemplo, dice specific. Specific. Yo no siento el specific. Yo no siento specific. Yo no siento. You don't feel the specific. ¿Ok? Porque cuando la palabra comienza con ese, then you don't put that strong, you don't put the strength. Tú no pones la fuerza en la P. You don't say specific. You say specific. No se siente. ¿Ok? Siempre que la palabra comienza con ese. ¿Ok? That's what they're saying. And then when you already know that, you say, I know that the word starts with S, so I'm not going to pronounce it. And then in practice, you know how to do. Now, continue reading, please.
Changing the allophone used by native speakers for a given phoneme in a specific context usually will not change the meaning of a word, but the result may sound non-native or unintelligible.
Unintelligible. Good job. Now, so what they're saying is that if we change the allophone, for example, you have to use the P and you use the normal. If you change it, it says that for English speakers, for the people who live there and only speak English, they are like, I mean, they can listen to you talking and they say, esta no es de aquí, okay? Or, what did she say? I don't understand what she said. They may say that because you are not using the allophone. Tú estás diciendo, porque we try to pronounce the other language with the sounds that we have in our language. Okay? Do you understand? We try to pronounce the other language with the sounds that we have in our language. So it is difficult because we are going to see later, they have the, for example, bridge. They have a sound for that. Nosotros no tenemos un sonido para eso. and then bridge, and then you have to put the tongue has to be in the palate. We'll see that next week. So that's why it's important that we are able to use the allophones correctly. Okay, continue. Can you continue reading?
An allophone can therefore be defined as one relation of a phoneme among others, like phones, allophones are enclosed within square brackets because they represent a concrete utterance.
Tú la produces, tú lo haces concreto. El phoneme is in our minds, but then when we say potato, 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 at that moment, nosotros estamos, utterance es como producir, ¿no? At that moment, when we speak, we are pronouncing the allophones, okay? Now, the term phone and allophone then pertain to phonetics because they are related to parole or performance, and the term phonemes pertains to phonology because it is related to natural competence. Don't you worry about this. And then we have a phoneme that is, look at this, we have the phoneme that is I. These are supposed to be 2 slashes, okay? And then we have the allophones of the I, and they are into brackets, okay? And then you have this one that you are going to use after vowels. This one that you use after voiceless consonants. We are going to learn about the voiceless next week. And this one in any order, okay? Don't worry, we will see this later. We are going to see this and this over and over, so don't you worry. This is just an example of how it goes. Entonces, Daisy, what is a phoneme? I cannot hear you. What's a phoneme? I think it was the first thing that you wrote.
Teacher,
Lo primero que escribiste, cuando empezaste a escribir.
okay.
Está abierto, it's open. Okay, now. ¿Lo tienes o no? Si quieres yo te lo repito.
Teacher, pero yo tengo fonema, no es lo mismo que phonics.
Yes, phoneme. What is a phoneme? Yes.
Dismales.
Ajá.
Dismales, unit of speech sound.
Okay. No lo cierres. Listen, I'm going to repeat it to you. We're going to practice it until you get it. Don't worry. I'm here to help. The phoneme, okay, is this one. It's between brackets. It's the smallest units of sound, but this is abstract. This is in our minds. The allophones are the variants of the phonemes. O sea, son las variantes en las cuales tú produces ese sonido. ¿Ok? O sea, este es el fonema y el fonema se produce en inglés de 3 formas diferentes. Y hay una regla para eso, Daisy. La regla es que después de las vocales, lo vas a hacer de esta forma. Después de las consonantes que son voiceless, lo vas a hacer de esta forma. Y que en cualquier otra, lo vas a hacer de la forma esta. ¿Ok? Voy a repetir y después te voy a preguntar. Hasta que lo cojamos. Porque todo esto viene en los exámenes esos que tienes que hacer después y necesito que estés preparado. Un phoneme, ¿ok? Is the smallest unit of sound, or speech sound, ¿ok? Eso es un phoneme. Un allophone are the variants, o los allophones son las variantes, are the variants of that phoneme. So, are the different ways you can pronounce the same phoneme. ¿Ok? Y para saber cuándo pronuncias cada una, hay ciertas reglas. Ok, entonces, ¿qué es un fonema? ¿Qué es un phoneme? What's a phoneme?
The smallest unit of speech sound.
Smallest unit of speech sound. A, B, C. Each of them is, that's the thing. And what is allophones?
Has variants of the phoneme.
Variants of the phoneme. There are the variants of the variants of the phonemes. Okay, now in this case, the I sound has 3 variants, okay? Pero las pronuncias a lo loco, donde te da la gana coger esto, donde te da la gana aquello, o tienes que ¿qué? What do you have to do? Tienes que seguir ¿qué?
Las reglas.
Las reglas, mi amor, bien hecho. Vamos de nuevo. What's phoneme?
The smallest unit of speech sound.
What are allophones?
Has variants of the phoneme.
The variants of the phonemes. And to use each variant, what do you have to have into consideration? What do you have to know where you have to use each allophone? What do you have to follow? Vas a ver dónde tienes que usar cada variante de este fonema. ¿Qué tienes que seguir?
The rules.
Good job, mi amor. Good job, okay? Now, let's go here. We have another example. I have the phoneme T, okay? Notice that they are into slashes, okay? And then the T has 2 allophones, the T and the T. The P has 2 allophones, the P and the P. And the B has only the B. So far it has only 1, okay? And they don't have it here, but each of them has to follow a rule when to use this one or when to use this one, okay? So what is this? This is the K. What is this? The what? No, míralo aquí. ¿Este cuál es? Este es el allophone.
Yes.
Este es el allophone.
Phonemes.
Este es el phoneme. ¿Cuáles son los allophones? Estos dos de acá. ¿Ok? ¿Estamos bien? Good. Y para saber cuándo usas este o este, tienes que saber cuáles son las reglas. I will see them later. Okay, let's talk about the allophone and the historical background. The term allophone, can you read for me?
The term allophone was coined by Benjamin Lee Worth in the 1940s.
1940s.
In doing so, he placed a cornerstone in consolidating early phoneme theory.
Okay, good. So in this year, in the 1940s, this man, Benjamin Lee Worth, was the one who talked about, okay, so this is the phoneme, but you know what? You pronounce this phoneme several ways, and then they are called allophones, okay? Él fue el que hizo eso. Good. The term was popularized by G.L. Traeger and Bernard Bloch in a 1941 paper on English phonology, and went on to become part of the standard usage within the American structuralist tradition. Don't worry about this. Now let's talk a little bit about phonotactics. It has also often been observed esto no lo tienes que copiar. It has often been observed that languages do not allow phonemes to appear in any order. Okay? It says, it has been observed that languages do not allow phonemes to appear in any order. So, el idioma no te permite, cada idioma dice dónde tienen que ir las letras. No las puedes poner donde te da la gana. O los sonidos, ¿ok? Good. A native speaker of English can figure out fairly easily that the sequence of phonemes here, here E, makes an English word, strength makes an English word strength. That the sequence would be acceptable as an English word bleach. Although that word does not happen to exist, and that the sequence could not be possibly a word in English word. Could not possibly be an English word. Aquí, el inglés no te permite tener estas palabras, estas letras así juntas, poner algo ahí y sacar una palabra, ¿ok? Es imposible. Aquí podrías poner algo en sounds, pero de phonemes, pero esto no existe. Y aquí podría ser strength. You could do that word. ¿Por qué? Porque las palabras tienen que tener un orden. Los sonidos tienen que tener un orden, ¿ok? Now, knowledge of such facts is important in phonotactics, the study of sound sequences. This is the only thing that you need to know here. That phonotactics is the study of sound sequences, okay? Phonotactics say in what order the sounds have to be. Okay? Now let's continue. It says, Harold versus language. In order to separate the two meanings of the word language, the Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure proposed the French terms parole to refer to actual language use. Example, concrete utterances, when you speak the language. How we use it right now. How the language is used at the moment. And lang, como lengua sería, for a speech community, share knowledge of a language, for the language system. This is el uso actual del lenguaje o el uso correcto del lenguaje, y este lang sería por cómo la gente habla en un lugar, ¿ok? Esto es como cómo de verdad se debe hablar español y cómo lo hablamos nosotros los latinos, que decimos las cosas como no es. Now, performance and we are checking this, but don't worry that this is nothing that you should be worried about. Performance and competence. A similar dichotomy was put forward by the American linguist Noam Chomsky, who used the terms performance and competence to refer to largely the same concepts. Chomsky, however, put more emphasis on the individual nature of language. Can you read for me performance, please?
Performance, then, is the actual language use of an individual speaker, and competence is that individual speaker's knowledge of the language.
Okay, so performance refers to the person. Performance is un performance es cuando tú haces una actuación, cuando tú haces algo, tú estás en un performance, una presentación. So when the person is speaking, is in performance, okay? But what the person knows about the language is competence, okay? La manera en que la persona habla, lo que la persona dice, es performance. Pero lo que la persona sabe de ese idioma es competence. Okay? Chomsky later replaced this term with E, externalized language, and I, internalized language, but the new terms are rarely used. And this ends here. Thank goodness. Okay, now let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Oh, no, I don't have it. Give me a second. Let me. Okay. Let me get something here. I don't know. I lost something. Okay, let me check. Okay, now, let's make the test. What are phonemes?
The smallest unit of speech sounds.
That they are in our minds, okay? Okay, there are phonemes. Good. What are allophones? Allophones.
The variants of the phoneme.
Now, can you use the allophones wherever you want? Can you use the allophones? For example, if the letter P has two allophones, and can you use them whatever you want in any word you want? Or you have to follow something?
I don't understand, teacher.
Puedes usar los allophones en donde el alófono de los dos allophones de P. Puedes usar cualquier alófono en cualquier palabra, or you have to follow something.
No, teacher.
Wait, how can you, ¿cómo sabes cuándo los tienes que usar? ¿Qué tienes que seguir?
The rules.
The rules. That's important. Okay. Now, when you write a phoneme, what do you put on the side? ¿Qué les pones? O sea, tú pones el phoneme. ¿Qué le pones a un lado y al otro del phoneme? ¿Qué les pones?
Slashes.
Slash. Y cuando tú, when you write an allophone, ¿qué les pones al lado y lado?
Brackets.
Good job. Now, I think this is it for today. Give me a second. Yes. This is it for today. With this, we finish our class. Thank you so much for coming. Now, let's take a look at the objectives. This class, we were going to see only objective number 1. Distinguish phonemes from allophones. Distinguir los phonemes de los allophones. ¿Los puedes distinguir hoy? O sea, ¿puedes decir cuáles son los phonemes y cuáles son los allophones? ¿O son lo mismo? ¿Phoneme y allophones son lo mismo?
No, different.
Okay. ¿Puedes decir cuál es el uno y cuál es el otro? Puedes decir cuál es, o sea, qué es un phoneme y qué es un alófono. Puedes decir cuál es cada uno.
Definition.
Ajá.
The phoneme is the smaller unit of speech sound. Allophones, the variants of that phoneme.
Exactamente, las variantes. Las diferentes formas de decir, o sea, de pronunciar ese sonido. ¿Ok? Entonces, ¿se logró el objetivo? ¿El primer objetivo se logró hoy? ¿Sí? Ok, perfecto. ¿Aprendiste algo hoy?
Yes, teacher.
Excelente. Este es el propósito de mi clase, que aprendas algo, que tú salgas y que tú puedas decir, aprendí tal cosa, ¿ok? Now, next week, we will see this, ¿ok? And this is very interesting and we are going to be learning about this. The vocal folds son las cuerdas vocales that we have here. Cuando nosotros hablamos, las cuerdas vocales, dependiendo de lo que decimos, se abren, se cierran, se abren. Las pobres trabajan todo el día. Apenas empezamos a hablar, las pobres están dependiendo de lo que decimos, okay? So next week, we are going to be learning about the vocal cords and their thing, okay? Are you happy? I'm happy myself. Thank you. Gracias por coming. And I don't know if you can start working on your, or at least work on the forum. If possible, work it as soon as possible because you have the information fresh on your mind. Because the question, I think the question in the forum, it is what's the difference between the allophone and the phoneme. And then you can say that the phoneme is this and the allophone is this, okay? So the sooner the better, okay? And that would be it. Thank you for coming. Liliana, Lilibet, sorry. Terminamos.
Take care, teacher.
No, gracias a ti, mi amor. Lilibet, terminamos. Lili.
Ok, profa, aquí estoy, no podía encender el micrófono. Ok, bueno, profesora, ya si culminamos con el tema de hoy. No sé si la compañera Daisy tenga alguna consulta, alguna duda sobre alguna asignación, sobre el tema del día de hoy. Se abre el espacio, ¿no? Excelente.
Todo bien.
¿Todo bien? Ok, perfecto. Bueno, agradeciendo a la profesora y a la asistencia y participación de Daisy, damos por finalizada esta sesión. Nos vemos la próxima semana para nuestra segunda clase. Buenas noches para las dos. Bendiciones.
Gracias, Daisy. Te espero la otra semana. I wait for you, okay? Bye,
Present,
bye.
teacher, present.
Gracias, Lilibet. Bye,
Ok.
bye.